Good morning. How are you doing this morning? I am so excited to be here with you live for day 2 of Mindful Nutrition. I know day 2 might be coming to you a little bit later than you expected, but I needed a day yesterday to really heal and regroup. I was feeling a little under the weather, so I appreciate you. If you were looking for me and were wondering where I was, I was just off healing and coming back to myself, and I feel really good today. So you're getting the best of me today, which is what I always want to bring to you. So before we get started, can we just take a second and let's close our eyes and let's take a deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. In through our nose and out through our mouth. I always like to start my sessions like this for anyone who hasn't been here before. The reason that I do that is because I want us to get centered, to come back to ourselves before we dig into any kind of information, to really bring ourselves present and into this moment so that you can absorb things the way that they're going to help you move you forward, bring you into where you're supposed to be. So I love starting that way. Breath work is just really important, as is things like meditation and all that. So I'll always start things that way. So this is the first time that I've used StreamYard for um, one of my workshops. So I'm really excited to also be streaming live on YouTube right now. It's the first time I've ever done that. It's something new for me in business. So I'm really pumped about it. If you are watching me on YouTube, hello. It is nice to see you if you're within my Facebook group. And I'm so grateful that you are here. And please feel free to share this with anyone you think it may help, because that's the whole point, is for us to spread these messages far and wide so that we can help as many women as possible step into the versions of themselves that are healthy, happy, fulfilled, mind, body, and soul. So today is day 2 of mindful nutrition. Day 1 happened 2 days ago. What it might have been a good thing, because we covered a lot in day 1, and it really was all about. It was all about journaling and asking yourself some questions, getting to the core of what's going on with you. And I would really be interested to hear what you uncovered and what you found, because as I said in day 1, it's really important to do this legwork, because you can implement the rest of the practices that I'm going to be unveiling for the rest of these 5 days and not have the success that you want because you didn't do this part first. You really need to get clear on what's going on with you so that you can make the necessary changes in all areas of your life, because nutrition isn't just about what you eat. It's about so much more than that. It's about how you're showing up in your life. It's about what you're watching. It's about who you're spending your time with. It's about what you believe about yourself. It's about what you say about yourself. It's about what you say about others. It's all about you and stepping into the version of you who takes care of herself by eating well, by recognizing that in order to live life at the highest level, you need to take care of you and the body that you have now. And I understand that that can be a struggle and that can be hard. And it's a lot easier just to continue on the way that you've been continuing on. But is that what you want for your life? Does that honor where you're going and the dream that you have? Is that who you really want to be? And if it's not, then I'm so glad you're here, because we are going to really dig into this. And I'm going to start today with just uncovering some things that I found out about myself by doing this work alongside of you. Because as I mentioned in day 1, this is also something I've been struggling with lately. because I have a belief that not all things can be good at once. I'm still digging into that portion of it, but I did uncover some other things while I was asking the same questions that I asked you to ask yourself. And what came up for me is that I still have some lingering shame over the old me, shame of letting myself get to the point where I was 300 pounds, where I was diagnosed with a chronic illness at the age of 30, where I had to rely on prescription medication to get through the day. I had heard my whole life that I was going down an unhealthy path, and I just did not listen. I was just abusing my body. I was abusing myself, and I was medicating through food, and I was just not in a good place and not willing to look at it. So I still have some lingering shame over that because I feel like my life could have been easier if I had done something sooner. But here's the thing, feeling shame over it isn't going to change it. It doesn't change what is. What's past is past. So me having any kind of shame over that is really silly, and I can't undo it. I can only move forward from here. So continuing to stay in those same cycles of emotional eating and of medicating myself with food is not going to serve me now, and it's stopping me for stepping into the person I'm supposed to be, that I already am, because I know that I'm supposed to treat my body with love and respect. So I need to rewrite this story, forgive myself for past mistakes, and come into this time and space with love and patience and grace for myself as I navigate being more mindful in my nutrition day after day after day, knowing that I deserve that, knowing that I'm worthy of that. So it was really interesting for me to do this work, and I'm really grateful that I had the idea to do this session, because I'm not sure if I hadn't had the idea to do this, I'm not sure I would have done the work alongside of you. So thank you for being my inspiration to get to the bottom of that, to really, and the way that I'm going to undo that, like in case you're wondering, well, what do you do when you uncover that kind of stuff? You need to see it differently. You need to be willing to see it differently. You need to be willing to call yourself out and challenge those beliefs and understand that those beliefs are just a story and that you get to create the life that you want. I get to create the life that I want. And so you write a more empowering story. So I'm going to write a more empowering story. I am a woman who takes care of her body, mind, body, and soul, who fuels her body with what she needs, who gives herself what she needs because she knows she is worthy and deserving, and that she has things to do in this world, and she can't do them if she is not taking care of herself, and that she wants to live life at the highest level, and that she is going to affirm again and again and again and again until she believes it, that she can have it all and that it all gets to be good, and that I'm going to be more mindful in my choices because that's who I am at a soul deep level. I am a person who cares about herself enough and cares about the life that she wants to create and cares about the people in her life who care about her, that is going to take care of herself so that she can give the best of herself to those people as well. It really is about getting back to you, coming back to you. So rewriting those stories and telling yourself a more empowering story, and affirmations. That's why affirmations are so touted. And I think it was a reason why I resisted them for so long, was because I didn't really think that they would work, that telling myself I am this, I am that was going to be meaningful. And but the reason that it is because it helps you build more neural pathways in your brain. Your subconscious loves repetition. It loves hearing the same things over and over and over again. Not your conscious mind, your subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind is ruling a lot of things. So we need to reprogram it with a more empowering story, with affirmations that light us up and bring us closer to where we want to be, so that we can see that success and we can start to believe that story instead. We need to reprogram our brains to believe better things about ourselves so that we can have the change that we want. And it takes as long as it takes. And you just show up for yourself day after day after day until you start to believe it. And I am just so grateful to have found this out so that I can really take the steps that I need to get me to the next place. And added in with the rest of the things that we're going to be talking about this week, you will be unstoppable. If you take the time to do this work, you will be unstoppable and you can have anything that you want. I'm just so fired up and excited about it. So if you haven't done the journaling part of it yet, please go back and do so. All the questions are in day one's video. It will really help fast forward you to where you want to be faster, and you want to rewrite that empowering story and start saying the affirmations of I am strong, I am healthy, I am showing up as a person who takes care of her mind, body, and soul. I am eating to fuel my body. Like I trust myself, things like that. Like whatever it is that the affirmations are yours to create depending on what you need. It needs to be customized to you and your experience. If you're having any trouble with that, feel free to pop a question into the comments, and I will be happy to help you find an affirmation that will help you overcome the belief that you have right now. I would be happy to be your guide. That's what we're here for. We're here to empower each other, lift each other up, cheer each other on, so that we can all have this step into the versions of ourselves that has the life that we want and feels well, mind, body, and soul. Super excited about it. So that's this first step, is to really, if you haven't done that, really please take the time to do that, because the rest of it's not going to matter without it. And that's just truth. And I'm going to be honest with you about that. Like, it's no good to do the rest of it if you're not going to do that part. That part is important. So step two is setting yourself up for success. And really, that step one ties into that perfectly, because this is setting yourself up for success. And that's why we started this way. But these are more practical practices that we're talking about when we're talking about setting yourself up for success. And really, that's just about making sure that you have what you need to fuel your body in the way that you want. And I would really recommend meal planning. I know it's not sexy. I know it can feel boring. I know that I did meal planning for years successfully with no problems. And the last couple of years, it's become a real struggle for me because I haven't made it a priority, to be quite frank. I just haven't made it a priority. But if you can make it a priority, if you understand that planning out your meals and having a plan really helps you stay on track, because it does, it will serve you to really jump into this practice. And it's something that I'm going to be jumping into right along with you. We do a meal plan here, but my husband has really taken over control because I've allowed him to. He asks for my input, and I just felt like I didn't have the brain power to contribute. So I stopped, and that doesn't help me. So I'm coming back to being an active partner in deciding what we eat so that I can fuel my body and give myself what it needs and feel as well as I deserve to feel. So meal planning is one of those things that I would highly recommend. Maybe start on a Sunday and plan your whole week out right up until Friday or Saturday, or Sunday if you like. But definitely Monday to Friday, plan it, especially if you're working. Make sure to make that plan, because it's so easy to say, oh, we'll figure something out later. And then later comes and you're like, we have nothing figured out. We have nothing taken out. We don't want to go to the store. Let's just grab some takeout on the way home. And that, of course, is perpetuating the cycle that you're stuck in. So let's really try to plan it out, to really give ourselves the opportunity to succeed in our nutritional goals by planning out what we're going to have and having those things on hand, so that you don't have to go scrambling and say, oh, I'm missing A, B, C, and D, so we can't have that for supper. No, make sure that you do have everything that you need so that you can have success. Have it all on hand. Also, another thing that I would highly recommend is having a no fail environment. So if right now you have a cupboard full of chips and you can't resist the lure of the chips, then maybe take them away. Maybe take them out of the house. You don't need them if you're not able to control yourself around them right now, which is okay. Give yourself the love, the patience, and the grace to be okay with it. And don't beat yourself up over, I just can't have it in the house. You absolutely don't have to have it. That's okay. It is okay if that is where you're at. I have that kind of personality right now. I don't have the ability to resist the lure of the chips if they are in my cupboard. And that is okay. That doesn't mean anything about myself. That doesn't mean I don't have any willpower. It doesn't mean that I'm not strong. It doesn't mean I don't want what I want. It just means that right now I need a no fail environment. That is what's going to serve me. So give myself what I need. Like, why make it harder than it has to be? It People seem to think that if you make it a no fail environment, then you're not really um, being successful because you should be able to resist it even if it's right in front of you. That's silly. That's just silly. Why make it harder than it needs to be? Set yourself up for success. Make it a no fail environment. Take out the things that are going to tempt you and put in things that are going to help you. So, more fruits, more vegetables, more protein, more healthy snacks. And it's not that I just want to be clear because we are doing this over a weekend, which I did on purpose because I wanted to prove to you that you can practice mindful nutrition and still have chips. I will likely have some chips this weekend, but the way that I'm going to do it is going to be different than I would normally so that I can trust myself to make choices that honor where I'm going and that I still get to have the fun treats, but I don't need to have it all. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. Where are my all or nothing people? I was such an all or nothing girl. I was such an all or nothing girl. It was either I was on track with my goals or I wasn't. There was no in between. I was either going full force or I was not. And that didn't help me. It is better to have small success over time than it is to start and stop, start and stop, start and stop. Like, stop starting and stopping. Just start and be okay with stumbling. Be okay with it taking time. Be okay with being human. We're all human and it doesn't need to mean anything. When you stumble, when you fall, don't make it mean anything other than you are human and that you are going through something, and get to the bottom of it so that you can change it and fix it and move forward. That's it. Like, that's all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be a thing. We don't need to be caught in these cycles of beating ourselves up and feeling guilty and making it be hard. It doesn't need to be hard. It gets to be easy. It gets to feel good, and it's worth it. It is so worth it. So, meal plan, make it a no fail environment, have lots of snacks on hand because here's the thing, it's very likely you're going to experience some I'm hungry moments. And if you absolutely are going to eat something, at least that means you're going to eat something that's going to fuel you. And it's okay to eat. I want you to eat. Eating is important. I'm never going to be the person that tells you to fast or that's not going to be me. That to me is unsustainable. I think that we need to eat. I think that all the fasting and um, it's a trend, and it's a trend that I do feel like is perpetuating um, problems with how we see ourselves, and it's too attached to the number on the scale and the size of our pants, and we are not defined by those things. We are defined by who we are, and who we are is so much more important than the rest of it. And who you are is someone who loves and values herself enough to give herself what she needs. And you'll hear me say that over and over and over again because I really want you to hear it. It's about becoming a person who identifies as someone who takes care of herself because she knows she's worthy of it and because she wants to experience life at the highest level. It's not about the 20 pounds that you want to lose or the pant size that you want to fit into. Please don't make it about that. Make it about living healthier, happier, more fulfilled, and give yourself the patience, the time, the grace to really step into these practices and learn what you like. And we're going to be digging more into that tomorrow. Is I well, I'm not going to go into it now. I could talk. See, I could talk and talk and talk and talk, but I'm not going to. I'm going to wait for that tomorrow because I think we have enough going on. Because you're going to set up your meal plan for the rest of our challenge. You are going to make yourself a no-fail environment. So you're going to take out anything that you're going to be tempted by, and you're going to get yourself a whole lot of good snacks. So like I said, fruits, veggies, protein, fiber, all those things. And we're going to start there. And we're also going to increase our water intake. And I know so many of you are going to roll your eyes at saying, oh, they always say to drink more water. There's a reason we always say it, because it's true. And because I wish I had pulled the statistic because it's crazy. I'm going to pull it before our next live so that you have it, so that you know. It's a crazy percentage of people who are walking around dehydrated. And then we wonder why we don't feel well. You're not going to feel well if you're not drinking enough water. That is just it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear I don't like it. I don't want to hear I'm too busy. I don't want to hear I have a job where I can't go pee. Nope, don't want it. You need water. Water is life. Water is how you stay alive. At the very least, you need to be getting enough water, and that's half your body weight in ounces. That's how much water you should be drinking a day. And I know the eyes are bugging out, and you're like, oh my gosh, how much is that? And how many cups do I have to drink? And figure it out and start ticking it off, because it is what you need, and it will make you feel worlds better, and you can increase it slowly over time, but it is a must do. You cannot skip this step. You need the water. And please don't dress it up with the things that are artificial sweeteners. If you're going to dress it up with like lemon and cucumber and mint and citrus and berries and things like that. Don't dress it up with anything artificial, because that's going to kill your gut flora, and that is not going to help you either. I've learned a lot about gut health. I was part of a network marketing company for 5 years where it was all dedicated to gut health. So I learned a lot about it. I know a lot about it. And it's something that you really need to take care of if you want to have lasting success in your health and wellness. I think that's it for today. I saw that a few people popped on live. So grateful to have had you here. Hope you go back and watch the whole thing. So what we're doing for tomorrow is the meal plan. Lots of healthy snacks in the house, and let's eliminate all the things that we don't need. And we're going to drink more water. That's the plan for today. Go out, be merry. If you are not inside my Facebook group, I would welcome you inside that group. There will be an accountability post up later today to ask you how you made out with these practices. And I will be back tomorrow to go over day 3. And I'm just so grateful for you, wishing you the most incredible day. All the love and light from my heart to yours. Just thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I am just so happy and grateful and just pumped. Have a wonderful day. Bye.